Yeah. So in this book, Brendon Burchard talks about six high performance habits, and these are like they are not bound to your personality. They are not bound to your innate strengths and talents. This it's like you need to practice these skills and habits um, if you want to be successful and high performing. So they studied a lot of leaders and high performing people in this in different in like research and studies, and then they made this book, and he talks about this a lot, and he has a lot of different programs, and he has a high performing coach certification program also. And these like because they come before your strengths and your talents, you can um, see them as if you don't have these habits, you will not be successful and perform really well. So that's what this is about. So it's really about and why these habits help you to reach a success and also well-being, and that's what they do. And just what I want just to show share some value with you today. um, um, and then I have to restructure how I should do this. But just so yeah, okay. So I will go through the six high performing habits, and then a little bit about how I see them in my life, or how I understand them, and then we're just going to end it there. Then you will have the high performing habits, and then we will see if we can make a new attempt some other day. So these habits are divided into two parts, like the personal and social habits. I'm going to quickly say them. The six habits is: first, seek clarity, generate energy, raise necessity, increase productivity, and develop influence, and demonstrate courage. These are the six habits, like 3 and 3 on both sides. And what can I say about them? Yeah, going. I have some ideas, some reflections about each one of these habits, and let's start with the first one. Like, seek clarity is can be understood in many ways, and for how I see it is that self knowledge is really this first habit, that you know about yourself, about your history, about your personality and strengths and values, which is a little bit counterintuitive or oppose what he otherwise says. Brendon Burchard, it doesn't matter, but you need to have some self-awareness, self-knowledge, so that you have clarity around whatever you do in your business, in your life, in your family, and all areas of your life, that you know what you're doing and you know what you're good at, and so you know how you function. So that's the first one, and then we go into the second one, that you generate energy, and that's a really good one, and which can, of course, it's different for different people how you do that. But how I see it, when I looked read the book, what I remember is that it is mostly about mindfulness, and to be aware of what gives you energy and what takes you energy, and from that you can generate energy. Because if you don't have energy, if you can't manage your energy, you can't really perform at a high level. So that's the idea of that. And if you're mindful, you realize, okay, should I take a break now, or like, how many breaks should I have, how long can I work for one set, and things around that. That's really important. And then the third one, we have like race necessity, which is, for me, how I understand it, that you choose something and commit to it, because that makes you really forced almost to do it. That's something for me that have been like been really important for me to choose and really go in for it, go all in for something uh, that's really important, and then this makes it so that it's necessary for you to do it. That's like raising necessity. You actually need to do this. You put yourself in a situation where you don't have any other options than to pursue and continue doing what you're doing uh, in the way uh, you want. I'm just looking here. This let's just to just looking. Do I have? No, I'm all just checking if if there's someone else. No, and then we continue with that's like the three first one are the personal ones. Then we go to the social ones, which are also free habits. And the first one of them is increased productivity. And I think that's obvious that has a good value. The value of that is that you achieve things, you create things, and also other people can see that you can work together. And what so it's easiest to say more productivity, be productive, but what I have realized is that you actually need to take away the distractions. That you need to get rid of your distractions in your life. And then also emotional regulation, that you can take care of your emotions, handle them so that they are not too much in your way when you need to do stuff. And then also need to measure time, measure how you use your time and energy. That's really also important for doing that. And then you need to, it also, that means you take responsibility for yourself by doing that. And then the fifth one is develop influence. And then my ideas around that is that you you can become a thought leader somehow. That it doesn't have to be a thought leader, but that's something that's really popular right now. And of course, you can and are able to do to be that. That of course you should do that. Then there are also other alternatives, but that like how you are in your role as an identity. You can also learn like coaching skills. You can also be learn influence and sales. I would say they are the same, because how to influence people and to be persuasive, uh, that's uh, that's something that a good salesperson can do. So if you can do sales as a skill, you can lead a discussion, you can lead other people to make a decision, um, you can help people, and you can influence people. And then as a result of that, you can develop the influence skills of a high performing person. So I really see that's important and something you can do. And the sixth one is demonstrate courage. And how I see that is that you are authentic. And I just saw a video with Alex Hormozy today, and he said that authentic. Yeah, we all know that that has the word. It has a lot of meanings, and yeah, what like we talk about it. We use the same words, but we have different meanings around them, and then we don't understand each other. Well, in a way, but he said that to be authentic is that your thoughts and feelings reflect your behavior and what you do and what you say. So what you say, how you express yourself, is actually how you feel and think and want to behave. So that's being authentic. And that doesn't mean that you have to tell all your secrets and tell exactly what you think and feel all the time, but they are aligned. They are the same. You don't think differently than what you say, and all that. So if you do that, then you would be fake, and you would not be real. It wouldn't be easy for yourself, and because you know that you are not real, you're faking it. And also it wouldn't feel right, because people see you in a different way than what you actually are. So that's not really good. So in a way, based on what I saw today, what Alexa Morsi said, that we all need to be authentic, because it doesn't, the alternative is not really that good. And when you are that, then you can start demonstrating courage, then you can act in a brave way, increase your confidence, and develop the last habit of being a high performing person. Um, so, and what I also see here, that in the book they talk about people surround themselves by other people who criticize them, or tell them to not develop, to not grow, to stay where they are. So you have people around you that tell you you shouldn't change, be okay with who you are, changing is bad for you, something like that. And we all have seen that and have some people around us, but some people like stay, because of that they stay where they are. But actually there are like at least two ways to have that influences your attitude to change and growth. One way is that you are okay with who you are. Yes, doesn't, because change, this, just want to become better and you want to grow, and the need for growth is important for you. And the other approach is a need for self-esteem. So okay, you want to do certain things, you want to change, you want to achieve, because you want to have better self-esteem. And that just makes you more nervous and anxious by having that as the approach. So that's what usually people mean, that okay, yeah, it's difficult and doesn't feel good to change, but that's really about that they then have this self-esteem approach. If you are like, okay, I'm good where I am, it's not connected to how bad I feel, and I'm afraid to be rejected and all that, I just want to grow. And that's also what these high performing people express when they develop these habits. So that's the starting point, that okay, I'm not doing this for improving my self-esteem, to increase my self-worth, to be a good enough person. I am that already, or doesn't matter where I am. I'm doing this because I want to grow. That's valuable in my life. I want to grow. So then, what else do we have about these habits? I know it's not easy to tell like in detail about what they are. That's like the overall picture, and I see that you can develop these habits in your life, and it will affect your ability to perform on a high level, and also to have like good well-being, which is also important. So yeah, and then there's so many good things here, and I can't tell everyone all of them now. And some of these I had ideas to share, like in a discussion, and it's a little bit tricky when I had the idea that we would discuss this and having like back and forth, and which I had prepared for, and maybe we do that another time. And then I can just quickly go through these things again, these 6 habits. And around these, there are three traps that you should be aware of, because what might happen when you start getting some success and you achieve things, that there are at least three big traps that might happen, and these are that superiority, dissatisfaction, and neglect. And you should be aware of these and notice when they might happen, because many people, when they start, they feel they think that I'm different. I will I will do this in a good way, and I will not let my pride take over me or like that. I will not feel superior, and I will be satisfied, and I will not forget to take care of myself. But that's things that can happen, and you should be aware of them and plan how you handle them. So what can happen is that you start feeling superior, that you're better than other in doing what you are doing, that you start believing that your success has something to do with you as a person, and often that's not the true truth, or the actual true side of this. So yeah, and then dissatisfaction, it means that you are not really satisfied with your situation and the success you have, and the result you got is like you didn't. Often we have an idea of how it will be, but then the reality is something else. Um, and you need to handle that. And then neglect is that you start forgetting about your family and your personal needs, and then you start doing those things that enabled you to perform on a high level and get the good results that you got during that time. And those results are often based on certain habits you did then and showed. And then you start thinking that, okay, yeah, I'm good, I'm like I can handle whatever that comes in my way, and I can take it easy now. And then you start doing that, and then you start declining, and then you also start neglecting your personal health and everything, and exercising, and your family and friends. And then you will see that after that, after a while, you will see that your results will be different than they were when you did those habits and whatever you did during that time, um, creating good results. And if you don't do them anymore and you start neglecting things and things change, you will not see the same results. So for everyone, what we need to find out to be a good to lead ourselves and lead others and lead our business, and if you have a business, or if you want to perform well in your job and career and have career development, we need to find out what kind of habits keeps me at my best level at performing the best I can. And that's really what I see, and which I like and interested in, is that everyone would work with that and find out that for themselves. And doesn't mean that everyone needs to do that, and everyone are not interested. And of course, that's not really what the meaning you maybe create in your life. But I see that so interesting to see that, is that possible, that if I find out these things about myself and I start doing these certain habits, will I see what kind of results can I get then? Because you don't know before you have tried. We all have different capacity and we all are all different. And when we then perform at our highest level, what kind of results can we see, and what do we actually want to have? So yeah, because it's the daily habits, the things we do on a daily basis, that creates our reality and creates our results. And it's important for all of us. Doesn't matter if you are a leader, a former leader, or if you have a business, or if if you're an employee, and you don't have a personal responsibility for human resources. We all still all of us need to lead ourselves and develop these habits, so that we can function in the best way. So that's why I do this leadership coaching, because it's what it is about. Everything is about leadership, in one way or the other. So yeah, what I want to end this with is some good words that I took from this book. Even though I would like to talk more about what's in this book and about these high performing habits, which are quite interesting, because I don't agree with everything that which is said in here in this book about how you should look at strengths. Also, I think that in this book, personalities is explained too simplistic. It's like they talk about roles, and also that it should, like, basically just extroversion and introversion. Personality is so much more than that. And actually we can all change, or our personality changes over life naturally, and we can also influence on how our personality changes. What we can't change so much is our temperament. And so in a way, this book is a good attempt to explain high performing people, and these habits are good, absolutely. And but then the science behind it is not that. It's just, in my opinion, it's made to look scientific, and there's references and everything. They studied a lot, but they also almost like forgot to think about, okay, what is actually personality in a scientific view, and how about temperament, and how are there any, it's like, because when you do a real scientific test, you also have a test group which is not high performing people or other people. You have a test group also, because if you study what high performing people do, okay, they do certain stuff, but what if those non high performing people do the same things also, but just they do it not enough, or some, or are they the same? Like, what are the differences? Because you can study high performing people and you can see what they do. There's hundred and thousand of the our the leaders of this current world, successful people, and they seem to do all this. They seem to do similar stuff. But what if those other people that are not already leaders, they might be in the future, or are not successful? What if they do the same stuff? And what's actual then high performing habits? So what creates success? And that's like real good philosophical questions you should think about, and also continue studying. Yeah, because, for example, I have this mentioned this. Yeah, I'm not going to go into it more than that, because it is, in a way, it is really good and helpful, and you should create your own meaning from it. But just don't take this as a manual for what you should do to become highly to get high performance, like just like that, like copy paste. So that's about that. Okay, so how, the good words that I want to take you, what they want you to take from this book, if you don't know anything about Brendon Burchard, there's one thing he's often repeats, is that and that's about the main thing, and the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And if you haven't heard of it before, you should think about it for a while, because that's really what it is about. People that can keep the main thing, will have much more chances of succeeding. So keep the main thing, and don't start doing a lot of other stuff, distract yourself and all that. When that happens, go back to the main thing. Just like in mindfulness, when your mind and your self start going to other places, you gently guide your focus back to the mantra or the thing that you're doing in the exercise, and you go back to that. So that's keeping the main thing. So yeah, and there's another thing, other quote that I also want to share, is that when you knock on the door of opportunity, don't be surprised that it's work who answers. So that means also that you should challenge yourself, look for the challenges and the contribution you could give. You see an opportunity, you want success, you want to achieve, you want to get high performing, but don't be surprised when it's work that answers your call. You need to do the work, put in the work, do the things to get what you want. Yeah, and that's like all this stuff I see in my program and my area of knowledge. This is touches my area of knowledge, so this is not that it's in a way, this is like the effect of what I'm doing is high performance, but it's a part of it. It's not exactly what I do, but it's an interesting topic, and that's what I wanted to discuss today with my guest. Maybe we have other opportunity to do that another day, and then hopefully the let's say the technical part of this will also work, because it didn't work so well today, and so I apologize for that. It was, at least it works and everything, like the live streaming, but not everything with around that was as I had planned and as I had wanted. But then just to connect with my area of expertise, and when I look at my program, is that you all those things are covered there also, but in another way. It goes back to the basics, and that's what we all need. Emotional regulation, to know ourselves, self-knowledge, and to take responsibility. And then what you exercise, you sleep well, you eat well, and then we have things like mindfulness and meditation to help you with emotional regulation and a daily matter, and also journaling, just to get it out somehow. You can also be talking with other people, expressing yourself in different ways, and then to be kind to yourself. Self-compassion is something that's really big in my like the framework that I use. And then also to part of the knowing yourself is your values, and also strengths and weaknesses, and then just also your social relationships. That's what it is about. But then that doesn't help if you don't know why you would do it. Like if you don't know, understand how it will make you better, if you don't want to be better, if you don't know how bad you feel right now, and what it will, how it, if, let's say in the future, how would your future be if you continue going this path with the habits and the knowledge you have right now, if you're not aware. Like if you, because there's a lot of people that just have hopes and dreams of change, and hopes of a better life. But okay, if you're here now, you want to be here in the future, and you don't know how to get there. But if you continue being here and go this path forward, how can you ever get here to the level above? And that's when we have things like daily habits, high performance habits, things that you take care of yourself, so you will like clear your mind and have focus to move forward and do like the main thing. So there are parts of this that I take with me that is so really good, like life changing in a way, because all that we do, we take away, work with ourselves in a daily matter, so that we can focus on the most important part, to keep the main thing, and by doing that we can also have better health and have a longer life. And what I wanted my guests to contribute today was about the health and longevity part of this. So it would have been a good complement, and that's what I would like to see us doing here in the short future. So that was for this today, not as I had planned, and I improvised a little bit, or like I improvised totally to give you something. of value, and hopefully you have had some value out of it. And because I'm alone here, I didn't feel I could interact so much with you as the audience, because it changes the let's say the interaction when you're alone, in a way. So so tomorrow we have another one, and then we will talk about intrinsic and extrinsic motivation, and that will be really cool. So join for tomorrow, where I have my yeah, when we have when I have my colleague there, Eva, we will talk about our experience about that, and that will be really really interesting. So see you tomorrow around the same time, and then thank you for today. And this has been an interesting experience, how you can improvise something like this. So yeah, don't think I have anything really well. Just have a good rest of your weekend. Today's Monday, and we have just a little bit like tomorrow is new month, so we have like 3 months left of this year, the last quarter. So think about how you could use these last months of the year, and just enjoy and do as much as you can and want to. So